Hi guys, it's me, Joseph Lindsay again, and for this video, I would like to discuss a book this time that serves as an inspiration for me. So for this video that for my birthday month in 2024, I'd like to talk about this book by Aaron Ralston called 127 Hours Between a Rock and a Hard Place, which kind of ruined the idea for me to use that for a joke, but yeah, this is not a joke. In fact, this is probably the biggest inspiration for a disabled person or a person with a disability. The difficulty being that when you say that you have when you're a disabled person, it means that there's more doom and gloom put on the emphasis on it. But if you're a person with a disability, you're like seen as being a person with a bad situation. You know, a disabled person means it's more like a permanent fixture. But when you're a person with a disability, there's some hope that the disability will be overcome in some way. So anyway, this is about Aaron Ralston. Now, growing up with disabilities, people like me really had any type of inspiration or any type of role models. We had to provide our own, inspiration. We had to be our own role models. Because, life is unfair in that regard. We had no one to really look up to for disabled, inspiration. I mean, sure, you had movies like Forrest Gump, where the person involved was a person with a mental disorder or mental weakness or whatever. Lieutenant Dan was a character with a physical ailment, with a physical disability. But that was a fictional character. And we all know and love, well, not love anymore, but we all know of Lance Armstrong and his disability. However, we found out that he was a 100% fraud in what he did. So everything was stripped away from him. All of his ability was taken away from him. All of his good accolades were taken away. His sponsorship was thrown out the window. And he was generally seen as a scumbag or an asshole. Or as a bastard. Excuse my French, he was a bastard. So you had to be your own inspiration for the most part. This guy, Aaron Ralston, was a true inspiration for me and everybody else that read his book was for the movie. Which, by the way, this is the cover from the movie with James Franco in the song role. I'll get to that movie when I get to it. Anyway, this is about Aaron Ralston and how he got trapped by a big boulder in a flood canyon in the Utah's Canyonlands National Park. Now, I have to admit, the canyons in Utah are absolutely beautiful. They're geologists wet green, absolutely stunning to look at. And unfortunately, it's like God's prank for the disabled people that want to go see it. It's like, you want to see this beautiful setting? It's a really beautiful rock formation. Well, you can't. You're disabled. And I kind of like this by natural beauty because it's got no off ramp and there are no stairs that you can climb on. You have to go manually down the big. You have to go manually down a hole, so you can't go see it unless you're really skilled at it. So there, that'll put you in your place. In any case, this gentleman decided to go to the Nick Canyonlands, and he wanted to do some exploring, some filming or photography of the area in the Slot Canyon, which is basically a narrow canyon put into sedimentary rock, most likely sandstone. But unfortunately, he made the really stupid mistake of not telling his family or friends where he was going at the time, which led him to get stuck in the canyon for 5 days. And that was a really stupid move. I'm sorry, buddy. It was an inspiration, but he wasn't Jesus Christ. He wasn't perfect. And, yeah, that definitely shows his imperfection in there. Now, unfortunately, that almost cost him his life. But on the same token, he met 2 people. But right before he got stuck in that canyon, named Christy and got the name here. Christy and Megan. They were lost and he pointed them in the right direction. That was a very good thing that he did. It kind of like the reverse of karma. You do a good thing and meanwhile bad stuff happens to you. So anyway, they also have like pictures in here of his various feats. That he's like mountain climbing, spelunking, and going into canyons and rivers and stuff like that. It was a real nature book. Now, I could swear that they had color pictures in there, but I guess not. I guess I'm not that lucky to see that. But during his travels there, he went down into one of Canyon, Blue John Canyon, and he passed by a big log that was escaped. That was no big deal. He got into that with no problem. But then he got caught up with a big boulder. Now, he decided to hang on this boulder and to get the next step down. And he got caught in it. He was hanging off of it. And I'm not sure if I remember correctly, but I think a quick rainstorm washed the rock and dislodged it. Anyway, he that way dislodged by his own weight. But anyway, he got dislodged, and he ended up crushing his right hand, between the rock, the boulder, and the canyon wall, and therefore it got crushed so much. Let me take a picture of it here. it was so crushing that, well, no, don't put it in, but it was so crushing that even I went when I saw it. He had his, I guess, GoPro, whatever he had at the time. This book, I read it in college. I don't think that GoPro actually began its camera production till, later on. And it's real hard to make jokes about this guy because he is the real deal. He overcame his problem, which, quite frankly, if he had told people about what happened, I'm sure it wouldn't be as severe as it was, and possibly he could have saved his hand. But let's not split hairs, shall we? Nowadays he keeps on leaving notes for his family. Let's see here. It also takes a picture of the canyon right before the rock falls on him. It was one of those type of things that I'm sure was like you just hear it like almost falling and stuff. Okay. Here it is, the picture of his hand getting crushed. I could never imagine my right hand being gone for various reasons, but yeah, here it is. The little one on the right. It's written in something like that. I'm sure his bones were crushed. His fingers were crushed. The palm of his hands were crushed. And his veins and arteries were also crushed too. I wish you could see what the hand looked like afterwards, but yeah. Yeah, I don't want to look at that. So, he ended up having to, he was trapped in the flood cave 5 days. In the meantime, what he had to do was he had to, he devised a way to try to get out of it by rigging up his gear to, to the police system so he could try to get out, move this big rock. And he did succeed in moving it, but he moved it so much that it relodged itself, so it crushes it even further. And it was excruciating for him, I'm sure, because it broke, the whole setup broke afterwards. But what he did next was that he had to number one, he had to drink his own urine to survive, which you gotta do what you gotta do to survive something like that. And he didn't have much in the way of food and resources. He had he had a cell phone, but it was so remote that there was no service there. It was just a big dead zone right there, no pun intended. And it was actually really unpleasant for him. he was so dehydrated that at one point he started hallucinating about certain things. I can't remember what it was, but it was during that time that he remembered that, oh shit, I didn't tell anyone where it went. So that was a big problem for him. And then, he ran out of food. He had to go. He had to go, and he had to make do what he could while he was still stuck in the air like that. I'm sure that couldn't have been good for his situation. And then told him to amputate. And the only tool they had there was a dull knife, a multi-tool. So he had to cut into himself with this dull knife. Now I can imagine that it'd be a hell of a lot easier to do that with a chopper knife. Like a, let's say, machete or even a steak knife, for example. But to cut yourself with something like a butter knife, I have done that in the past, but it's very hard to cut through all the tissues and the bone and stuff, so it must have been really excruciatingly painful. But given his emergency situation, I would imagine that'd be kind of proper to do that. Either that or you would die completely. So it was either deal with pain or deal with dying. And he couldn't do that with a wife and son. So he took the lesser of two evils and he chop. And he made a tourniquet with it. And from there he came out of the can and he barely survived in the can for 5 days or 120 hours being trapped in it. Eventually he got a prosthetic with a little hiker pickaxe that he had on the end of it, which means that he continued to do what he loved to hike, canyoneering, speed lighting, which basically explore caves and stuff. But now he's a little smarter. Now he goes to whenever he goes anywhere, he always puts a note on his family fridge or whatever. Holds them up. Hey, I'm going away somewhere. Don't bother for me unless you have to. Like in the movie Ace Ventura, he says, if I'm not back in 5 minutes, wait some more. So yeah, he had to do all of that. But you can't forget that he did one of the dumbest things they could do. Not tell anyone where he was going. So it was kind of sort of his own fault. For not doing it. If he would have done that, he probably would have saved his hand. It probably wouldn't be so bad. So also another thing too. If I were him and I would get rescued by a helicopter and all that, then afterwards I would go back to the scene of the incident and possibly try to save the boulder or the hand for not for reattachment or anything, because it'll probably be it's too late for that anyway. But what I would do is I would save the boulder, or I would try and make it so that I would tell everyone that the boulder doesn't own me. You know, that this might be bad, this might be a bad event in my life, but I'm not gonna let it rule over me. You know, I'm still gonna continue what I love doing. I'm still gonna take beautiful shots of beautiful scenery and stuff. And I'm not gonna let a stupid little thing like a hand or an arm or something like that stop me for what I love to do. And yet, you know, that's what you gotta do. I've seen many people follow the same tradition. I don't know if they read this book, for example, but they have stood their gun and they had done almost the impossible. So yeah, I definitely approve of this book. I approve of his survival instinct for number one, drinking your own urine. Number two, rationing out your supplies. And number three, collecting rainwater when possible. When you leave this, you know, God will provide, or nature will provide, if you will. Yeah, he seemed like a good person. The only thing they did wrong was not telling people we went, or telling the other two, Christy and Megan, we went, and you know, and that was that. And also for the same matter, look down here that it also, I don't remember reading this in the book, but it was 28 years ago, so my memory isn't so good. You need more about this, but he said that he had to use his bare feet and a branch to cover that knife after it fell off of his hand. He was trying to save himself by amputation. So, anyway, I want to know from you guys in the comments what you would do in the same situation. Or as you got rescued, would you go back and destroy the boulder, or keep it for, I don't know, for posterity's sake or a trophy or something, or say like, this won't ruin my ambitions. So, I will definitely check out the movie one day. And so I definitely give the book my happy face seal of approval, because this book is awesome. And Wilson is awesome. I would like to meet Mr. Wilson one day. Right? And give him get an autograph of the guy, because he kicked ass. Even though he may have had an accident, it was 100% his fault. But it was kind of his fault for trusting, and putting his weight out, big ass boulder like that. I don't know what they teach in that kind of school, in mountaineering school. They might say to do that, but I don't know. Just from a non-hiker point of view, that was a kind of a dumb decision to make. Because, even though it weighs 800 pounds, you weigh up about maybe 150, 160, something like that. Plus your gear probably puts on that 20 pounds on you, at least. So that's about maybe 170, 180 pounds. So, so even though not very much weight compared to 800-pound boulder, it's still you still can wedge the boulder a little bit. You should put your whole force weight on it. Plus, it matters how much your actual your movement when it comes to that, how much it is. So yeah, you can definitely move the boulder and stuff, but I give it a happy face for any the book. It must be interesting to let you check out how many hours you have. Because that's not exactly, that isn't exactly 5 hours. 5 days, I mean, for 5 hours, he probably would be rescued and everything would be fine. But, yeah. Anyway, and thank you for watching my video on 127 hours between a rock and a hard place. I read Ralston, the book. It was real good to read an inspirational book for my birthday for 2024. I hope to meet him one day. I hope to meet James Franco one day. Because the movie proves that you could make a movie about with an actor without being stoned 24 hours a day. Like in All the Great and Powerful, or about stoners like in The Pineapple Express, or The Interview. I don't think he was in The Pineapple Express, but whatever. You could get the point. So yeah, if you like what you see here and want to see more of my videos, you can always like, comment, share my video, and subscribe to my channel. Also, my Twitter or my Twitter profile is at P Melson Pro. Also, my email is at jjsviewchannel@gmail.com. So, I salute you guys. I salute Ralston. And remember, always talk to people and say where you're gonna go if you're gonna go somewhere dangerous or someone like this. Anyway, peace out, my brothers and sisters. See you in the next video. The girls and guys in the interland. Aloha.